Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Asmita Regina Putri Kusuma Mahmudi. Here I will present a journal to fulfill the task of an English for biology. The journal what we will discuss today is about recycle. Organic waste processing fluid become fertilizer by using effective microorganism by Jalaluddin in Journal of Chemical Technology Unimol Volume 5 in 2016, page 17 until 29. The point what we will discuss today are first, trust and microorganism. Second, AM4. Third, the factor. Fourth, material and method. And the last is result and analysis. The first is trust and microorganism. Vegetable and fruit waste is a waste material that is usually disposed of in open dumping without further management, so it will leave environmental disturbance and unpleasant odors. Vegetable and fruit waste has a low nutrition content, namely crude protein of 1 until 15% and crude fiber of 5 until 38%. The use of effective microorganism or AM4 is speed up the manufacture of liquid fertilizer is considered a technology because it aims to accelerate the fermentation process. Effective microorganism is a mixed culture of various types of beneficial microorganisms that can increase the diversity of soil microbes. Application of EM4 can improve plant growth. The manufacture of liquid fertilizer from fruit waste as an alternative fertilizer from chemical fertilizer. It is very suitable to be developed in addition to abundant raw material. It is also very economical because it does not require costs a lot. Organic liquid fertilizer can reduce farmer dependence on chemical fertilizer. Next, we will talk about AM4. What is AM4? AM4 or effective microorganism is a mixture of beneficial microorganisms. This microorganism can work effectively in fermenting organic matter. Effective microorganism or AM4 for plants does not occur directly. AM4 will accelerate the fermentation of organic matter so that the nutrients content will be absorbed and available to plants. Besides being beneficial for increasing soil and plant fertility, AM4 is also very effective as a biological pesticide that is useful in improving plant health. AM4 is also beneficial for the fisher and livestock sector. Next, the factor that affect the speed of making liquid fertilizer. First, material size. The smaller size of material, the composting process will be faster and better because the microorganism size is easier to move in soft material than material with a large size. Number 2 is ingredient composition. Making liquid fertilizer from several kinds of material will be better and faster. The manufacture of organic fertilizer from plants will be faster when added to animal manure. Number 3 is amount of microorganism. With the increasing number of microorganisms, the process of making fertilizer is expected to be faster. Number 4 is humidity. Generally, this microorganism can work with humidity around 40 until 16%. This condition needs to be maintained so that microorganisms can work optimally. Lower or higher humidity will cause microorganisms to not grow or die. Number 5 is temperature. The temperature factor is very influential on the composting process because it is related to the type of microorganism involved. The optimum temperature for composting is 40 until 600 Celsius. 14 until 16 Celsius. If the temperature is too high, the microorganism will die. If the temperature is low, the microorganism cannot work or are in a dormant state. And the last, number 6, are acidity or pH. If the compost material is too acid, the pH can be raised by adding lime. Conversely, if the pH value is high, it can be lowered by adding an acid reacting material such as urea or animal manure. The acidity or pH in the compost pile also affect the activity of microorganisms. A good pH range is around 6.5 until 7.5. Next, we will talk about material and methods. First, we talk about ingredients. The ingredient of this experiment involve bucket for composting container, pH meter to measure the pH of liquid fertilizer, blender to grind organic waste, filter to separate the filtrate and residue, and last, wet organic waste. Here we use fruit. Next, about a method. First, prepare the fruit waste, then cut into pieces to make it easier when refining using blender. Second, blend the fruit until smooth. Third, put 500 ml of sample into the composting container. Fourth, add AM4 liquid to the composting container. 5. Then the liquid is still stirred until homogeneous. Then the container is tightly closed. 6. Every 3 days stirring is done. 7. After 80 days, the sample was filtered and analyzed for its acidity. When checked for nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium content. And the last is result and analysis. What is the effect of fermentation time on pH? A microorganism contained in the sample experience optimal growth to the raw materials themselves, which we know that there are various acid content fruit which cause the longer fermentation time. And the more volume of AM4 used, the more acidity the pH content will be. Number 2. Effect of fermentation time on presence of potassium. The growth of existing microorganisms undergoes an experimental phase, namely cell division occurs very quickly and with higher nitrogen levels. It can affect plants because it acts nitrogen nutrients in plants can result in slow harvest, easily to fall and attack on pests or disease. And number 3, the effect of fermentation time on present phosphorus. The phosphorus content of paint is strongly influenced by the length of fermentation time and the volume of AM4, which is far ahead. This is because in fermentation the growth of microorganisms occur in the early phase with an adaptation period, namely since occurring the medium was carried out during the initial phase where the cell mass could change without any change number of cells. And the conclusion of this journal are: first, the longer of fermentation time and the more volume of AM4 used, the higher of value of nitrogen, phosphorus, and K obtained. And the second, the base pH value was obtained at 9 days of fermentation with the volume of AM4 is 40 ml, which is 6.89. The base nitrogen content 2.18% in AM4 volume of 70 ml with a fermentation time of 50 days. Potassium content of 0.64% in the volume of AM4 as much as 70 ml with a fermentation time of 50 days, and phosphorus of 1.16 volume AM4. So thank you for listening this discussion. I'm sorry if I had a mistake. Thank you. I am Sasmita Regina. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.